Yeah. That's
But yeah, all in that Eagle Lake frame, you can catch them on. We go for opener, so you catch them pretty much any way you want: weeds, rocks, open water, kind of the rock ledges. That fish came just outside of a kind of the rock ledges there. They kind of drop straight off into 40 feet of water, but those fish just suspend right next to the rocks.
okay. Well, that's a dandy.
Yeah.
So what's your next transition there on Leech? What are you doing as it begins to warm up?
Yeah, so you got kind of that first week we're fishing just outside those bays, maybe sometimes in the bays too. And then we transition to our open water fishing, which goes till about first or second week of July. And then after about third week we kind of get a lull most of the time. This year it started early. And then we transition. The fourth week usually comes summer peak. And then that's when our fun really starts with our super shallow water casting.
Okay. You got me this one picture here of you night fishing. Is this during that summer peak period or?
Yep, that would have been probably just at the beginning. I think that one was a late July fish,
Okay.
and that one came off of a kind of just a edge right outside, like a topped out reef, basically.
Okay. What now? The reefs and stuff out on Leech. I've fished Reach, I don't know, probably 20 times over my life, and I've always either done sand or rock. I've not done a ton of weed stuff out on Leech, just because at the time I fished it, it just wasn't something we were doing. Is there any way that you choose the reefs that you fish? Is there anything that tells you why you fish certain reefs, or is it just kind of checking a bunch of them out?
So I'd say at the start, like the very start, when we're trying to figure out if summer peak is happening, we check out first our main lake points, and then our rock or reefs nearest to the basin, I would say, which for us is the trench. You're looking just like submarine and all those ones right next to the trench is the ones we kind of check first. Those are kind of our telltales. And then once those start to push out some fish, then we start to go to the other ones, and then we kind of just check them all from there. But for me personally, I'm checking those points nearest to open water, and then the rock reefs nearest to open water first. That's
Okay.
kind of what I'm checking.
Okay. Now these fish here on these reefs, are a lot of them coming off the crowns right on top of them, or are you getting them off the edge, or does it seem to be a day-to-day deal?
So it seems like on Leech, at least, most of your most active fish are right on top of the crowns, and then there are fish on the edges. They just don't seem to be as active. So mainly for me, I put my boat on top of the reef in 3 to 6 feet of water at all times, and I mainly just fish the topped out parts with bucktails and topwaters.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be a pretty popular thing. And this right here is a night picture. Do you do
Yep.
a lot of night fishing out there?
Do tons of night fishing. That's definitely a bigger factor for us when we want to catch a bigger fish. I
Sure.
definitely relate that to catching a bigger size. It can produce a lot more numbers too when the bite's tougher during the days. But for me, my big thing about night fishing is we want to catch a big one. We're gonna go into the night, and our usually our prime time is kind of that sundown till about 11 or 12, and then if it's really still kicking, then we keep going. If not, usually shut down by about 12 o'clock.
Okay. Now, do you fish much late into the night? I mean, I know on Mille Lacs when we were doing it, and again, this was early days Minnesota night fishing and very dumb. And this was before people learned that energy drinks were bad for you.
Yeah.
We would be out, I mean, all nights, just, 6 to 6 p.m. to a.m. And it was weird. I mean, I've had a lot of people ask me, they go, do you ever catch I've never caught a big one after midnight. And I go, have you ever fished after midnight? Because I've caught them literally probably every minute of the night. I've probably caught a muskie. And it seems like when it gets super hot, so like if you get a really, really hot period in the summer, that 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. is the best bite because it's the coolest water of the day. But, most nights it was that first couple hours after dark would usually get the job done. But I know it can definitely vary. Is that something you've seen on Leech?
So I'd say the open water scenarios, you can kind of get a super late, like whatever, 2, 3, 4 in the morning type of bite. For me during the summer peak or the shallow water season, I usually am cutting it off about that 12 period. And then come later in the fall, I'm looking for one big one. So I'm almost exclusively run at nights now in the fall.
Oh, wow.
Like we start at an hour before sundown and go till however long, 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh God, I remember those days.
Yeah.
I don't do that now, but
Yeah.
but I know the deal. I've done it. I did it many a day when I was probably your age, but yeah, my body does not like that anymore. So that fish there, how are you fishing these fish after dark? What kind of baits you using? What are you getting them to go on?
Another one still is one of my favorite ones would be a detonator again.
Sure.
Just burn it nice and slow. And then another one, which works great on the rocks and sand for us, is I believe this is the 10-inch Crisco.
Crisco, yeah. It's so funny. It's hard to find those baits. They're hard to find anymore. And I know a ton of guys in Minnesota that have caught some just absolutely giant fish on those things, but they're such a hard bait to find. That really makes me laugh. Now, the big bucktail there, that's pretty cool. I wish we had detonators back when we were doing it. The first muskie ever caught on a supermodel actually was in my boat.
Oh, really?
Brad came over and was the first one that was made. And
that's cool.
It was with the original 13 blades, which are not the blades that are on there now. They were wider, and oh my God, did that thing pull like a mother.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the ones now are cupped a little different, which makes them easier to throw. But the original ones were super wide. Oh God. But yeah, it was on a pink and gold supermodel was what that was. It was like a 43-incher. But
Gotcha.
I wish we had those big like the detonators and stuff, because I can only imagine what happens after dark on those. They gotta love them.
Yeah, for sure. I know, like, if I want to catch a big one on a bucktail, the detonator is the way to go. I'd say I catch, like, for night fishing bucktail wise, my best numbers wise would probably be a 10-9 combo. But detonator is usually the one that kicks out the big one.
Sure. No, I totally get that. That makes complete sense. So now, this fish here, what's the deal with this guy?
Oh, that one was just a cool shot. That one, I love those front view pictures, but that one was, I believe, caught on a Trident at the time.
Okay.
Which I got them when they were not being made by previous to Boss Shad, I should say. Boss Shad bought them out now. But it is this little guy here. Looks pretty similar to a Medusa. But the way those are made and the harness that they make them in, they just head snap a little bit better. They get more of a U, and when you snap that rubber bait over and you can get that head to basically roll over its body, it's more like a U in the water column, so it opens up that head, so it's a complete headshot, and your hookup is way better in my opinion, and it triggers way more fish. And I'm usually running a bigger hook on the front as well. And then something to also go along with another bait just like that is the L-tail,
Yep.
which is another super good one for ripping and getting that nice head dive. I
Now
usually run
with the L tail,
ounce.
are you running? Yeah, I was going to say, are you putting a chaos weight on the front?
Yep. So I put ounce and a half chaos weights on both of them in the front,
Okay.
and then you rip them pretty fast.
Yeah, and that'll just allows it to jump
Yep.
really nice there in the water column. That's now, are you fishing those baits deep? Or are you trying to keep them up on top of the reefs, or are you just walking them down the edge? What are you doing?
Yeah, so that's more I wouldn't use either of those two like directly on top. That's more of our deeper like our deeper weeds and walker or anything that has a like a break line to it, more kind of a fall trend.
Okay.
Um
How
but yeah.
how how are the weeds on Leech? I mean, did you have rusties in there? Does Leech have rusty crayfish in it?
Yeah, definitely tons of rusties. Our weeds definitely change every year. It seems like we're mapping out a new weed line kind of every year. Some of them disappear, some of them are new. But the main thing is we don't see a lot of cabbage compared to guys that I've talked to that fished out there, whatever, 20 years ago.
Sure.
They talked about cabbage being in portage everywhere and stuff like that. We don't have a lot of that now, and it kind of seems like it's just a lot of junk weed, and you're looking for kind of like whatever two strands of cabbage or two good little pods of pondweed or something like that that are holding those fish inside a bunch of just kind of shitty grass and what have you there.
Yeah. Now, when I first fished Leech, the first day I ever fished it, we fished in an area called Grandview Flats.
Yep.
Um, and that was Grandview was nothing but a giant weed bed.
Yep.
And like pods of weeds out there. I don't know, is that gone now or is it
It disappeared and now it's starting to bounce back. It's not cabbage,
okay?
but it compared to the first year I was up there with Matt compared to now is definitely getting bigger. It seems like the weed bed.
Hmm.
But it's there. The cabbage just isn't what I was. At least I never got to experience it, but what I was told it was like, it's not
Yeah.
there.
Now, is there coontail in there or anything like that, or is it just mainly like an eelgrass?
It's basically every weed you could think of is kind of just mixed in everywhere.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of eelgrass though, and just a bunch of just random shitweed, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I've seen that transition happen before, and it's Lake of the Woods. Everybody was telling me kind of, oh, the weeds are bad. The weeds are bad. But now the last 3 years, it seems like the broadleaf cabbage, for instance, if it was a patch, let's say a size of a you know kitchen table, whatever, if it was that big, the next year, you would come back and it'd be the size of it would double, triple in size. So I think
Yep.
the weeds are actually coming back pretty good, and I think in areas that do have rusties or invasives like that, I think they do eat themselves out after a while. I think the smallmouth just love them, and
Yeah.
they go nuts on them, and I think that does help in the situations. Now on
You
Leech, go ahead.
Oh, I you mentioned coontail. Do you have that up there then?
Yep, yep. We do have some coontail areas, and it is getting better. I love coontail because it's more like I grew up in the South where we have milfoil, where I know up north milfoil is not liked, but in the
Yep.
South it's a very good weed for us.
Okay.
And I learned fishing weeds in milfoil, so I always liked it. And coontail reminds me of that as far as how the fish can move and relate to it. So yeah, I like the deep coontail beds and all that. That's a fun way for me to fish.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned it because not so much on I've seen on Leech, but on the St. Croix River, there's no cabbage basically at all, and it's
Hmm.
just a bunch of grass and miscellaneous junk weed. But if you find coontail on the St. Croix, they will definitely like. There's a giant flat of random weeds, and they'll sit in the 3 pieces of coontail. They love the coontail in the St. Croix.
Yeah. No, if you can find it, it's a great weed. I mean, in Canada, I got a few places I've caught a lot of fish out of that's just coontail,
Yep.
and it's a fun way to get those fish to go. So in the fall now you're doing your, why do you leave Leech in the fall? You said in October, November, you kind of move around.
Yeah, so one reason is, so for the fall for me, I'm trying to chase the biggest fish in Minnesota. And for Leech, it seems like a lot of those fish just top out at the 52, 53 range.
Uh-huh.
You're not getting a ton of the 54, 55s, 56 plus range. So compared to other places that have generally kicked out more of those fish, some like Bemidji, Vermilion, or Mille Lacs.
Yeah.
So I transferred to those three and basically just hunt, trying to catch state record.
Yeah. No, I get it. How's the fall's been for you?
It's been very solid. This fall was pretty good. I had 2 weeks in the middle of I think it was the middle of October that they kind of disappeared on me. But the rest of it was very solid for sure.
Okay. What was your biggest fish last fall?
Biggest fish in my boat last fall was a 56.5 by 28.
Nice. That's a dandy. That's a real big fish. What lake did that come out of?
That one was a Mille fish.
Oh, nice. Well, I spent a lot of time out there. Mille Lacs is nowhere near what it used to be and stuff, but I do know that guys do get shots at fish that size now. Yep. How was your fall out there? Did you get many fish or just got into a couple nice ones?
Not a ton, but we just got into some really nice fish. I spent some time on Vermilion too, which definitely kicked out a ton of just really nice fish. Nothing extreme, but just tons of nice ones.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, there's some of those real big ones like that. It's amazing. What time after dark did you get that big one out of Mille Lacs?
I think that one was around 11 or 12-ish.
Oh,
somewhere in
okay.
there.
Yeah, probably nice and warm outside.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that one was third week in November, maybe.
Oh, so it was really cold.
Yep.
It was
really either
really
second
cold.
or third week.
Yeah, that's a late one. The winds out there in the fall could always get to be just absolutely horrid.
Yeah, this year was insane for wind. I canceled about 40% of my trips this year with the wind.
Oh, wow.
This was extremely bad wind this year, but
yeah, no, I get that. So in the fall, what are you looking for? How are you approaching your fall fishing?
most of my stuff is I'm casting mud outside of major rock reefs or rock transitions.
Okay. What kind of baits are you trying to target with these fish?
More of the traditional stuff, the 12 to 14-inch paddle tails, big Orbas, the biggest size of the trident. I'm not sure if he has a name for it. And then just bigger bulldogs, just your big rubber stuff.
Big rubber. Yeah. No, how are you working your stuff in the fall?
Usually we're kind of off that super far break, the 20, 30 foot stuff. So counting it down about 10 seconds-ish usually, and then working in nice and slow.
Yeah.
Most of my stuff, like I said, was at night. So we're just doing kind of nice and easy pulls, not trying to snap the rubber too much. Just more easy pulls, slower action, and going to your 8 super nice and slow.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Well, that's cool, Ayden, man. I really appreciate you coming on here and talking some fishing with me.
Yeah.
How can somebody get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can either look me up, Froeschle Fishing, Froeschle. fishing.com, or you can hit me up with phone number 715-410-4949.
All right, do that again a little bit slower for me.
So you can contact me or find me at froeschle.com. It's FROESCHLE.com or fishing.com. And then you can find my phone number at 715-410-4949.
All right. Well, good deal, man. Well, guys, make sure you check out Ayden there on his website. I'm sure you got social media as well. Do you do social media?
Yep. It's just Ayden Froeschle, AYDEN, and then Froeschle, FROESCHLE.
All right, check him out on there. Also, guys, if you're looking to buy some more musky baits, I know season's just getting going. My season's going to be getting going here in a couple of days, which I'm happy about. Most people are telling me you need to get on the water because you are an angry asshole right now. So that's always nice to hear from your mother. It is, make sure you check out Thorn Bros, thornbros.com. If you're looking to buy some baits, some rods, reels, electronics, no matter what, Thorn Brothers will help you out. And if you're looking for a new rain suit or maybe some new fishing attire, whether it be sun shirts or whatever, check out Gill products. If you're like me and you're too fat to wear Sims, check out Gill. It doesn't fit as snug. It's nice. But Ayden, buddy, I appreciate it. It was great meeting you at the shows. I'm sure I'll see you more. But yeah, just hang on here for me a little bit, and we'll let you go.
Yeah, thank you for having me.